morning, healthy living. How are we doing? Dee Ann here, and once again I'm using a trusty broom, and we're going to be using this for different supported yoga poses. When you use the dowel or broom, it helps to keep you in perfect alignment as you go into different stretches using yoga poses and using this as a prop. So we'll be using this. You may have remembered seeing these around the gym. These are a little heavier, a little thicker, and so we may, once we get back to the gym, use those again. But for now, everybody grab your broom and let's get started. We're starting in mountain pose, feet under hips. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. Let the palms rotate to the front. Close your eyes and just start taking deep breaths. Breathing in and out through your nose just as much as you possibly can. Just clear your mind and try to focus on the breath. And let's release. Take a deep inhale, come all the way up, and then exhale, sweep down to the floor. We're going to inhale and just go halfway to the shins. Exhale back to the floor, and then inhale all the way up. Bring the hands together, get a back extension, look forward and up to the ceiling. Deep inhale, back to center, lateral press side. Inhale back to center, exhale, lateral press side. Inhale all the way up, exhale, float the arms, bring the hands behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Try to straighten your arms the best that you can behind your back, soft through the knees, hinge at the hip, and then try to raise the arms up and away from your back. Breathing through the nose so that you're able to start to relax through the parts of the body that feel the tension. So hold there, stay right where you are. And release to your back. Fingertips come forward. Inhale, come all the way up and bring the hands in to the heart. Grab your broom, and we're going to start with feet outside of hips, toes turned out. I've got a hold of the broom. I'm going to bring the arms out, sink down into the knees, let the arms raise up overhead. Tuck the chin in, just let the arms go as far back as they will allow. Take a deep inhale, come up, and then turn the toes pigeon toe, and then exhale, bring it down toward the floor. Inhale, come back up, turn the toes out, inhale, raise, chin tucked in, arms come as far back as you can. Sinking as you exhale down, taking the knees and toes, pigeon toe, and extending the legs, coming down to a forward fold. Raising back, soften the knees, heels in, toes out. Inhale, come up, chin to chest. Let the arms go back as far as possible. Coming back into the center and relax. Bring it all the way in. Now we're going to take this stick and we're going to bring it up and back behind the back. So I want you to notice that I am bringing not on this bone on the back of my neck. It's a little bit down below that. Okay, so we are going to start in a little bit wider than hip position, toes turned out comfortably. I'm going to slide my arms out wide. I'm going to draw the belly in, and then as I exhale, I'm going into a lateral press. Now I want to keep the integrity of my spine spine, so I'm not allowing this to happen. Okay, so I'm just bending enough to where I'm feeling this big pull through my left side. I'm using my breath. Let's come back into the center and then slowly going over to the other side. Remember, I'm not letting my hips go out. I'm keeping the integrity of the spine, of the hips, and I'm just leaning as much as I can without letting my hips move their position. Use your breath. Let's come all the way up. Bring that stick around and back behind you. We're going to take the stick, and I've got it placed right into my bottom. My hands are palms away from my hips. My feet are still wider than hip distance. I'm going to bend my elbows, and at this point I'm holding on just with my thumbs, and I'm just going to press the hips forward and look up toward the ceiling. Now you can wrap your fingers around the stick, back extension. Let's come all the way back up and rest. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take it. I have my handy notes here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take it into a little bit deeper lateral press. I've got my feet wider position now. Toes are turned out. Walk the hands out. Now, since I've got my feet wider, hopefully my hips are going to stay more in position. I start to bend from my rib cage, not from here. Okay, so from the rib cage, I'm going to lean over. Make sure that you're trying to breathe soft through the knees. Now this may be enough for you. If you want more, gently extend, hold. It's very hard to breathe. This is intense stuff, guys. So very hard to breathe. You're feeling those muscles working hard. Pull it in, back to the center. Turn the toes forward, and we're just going to go to a tabletop, no lower. Just go to a tabletop, releasing the spine. Relax your kneecaps. If you're squeezing up through the quads, just let the kneecaps fall, relaxed. Take a few breaths. Let's come up. Turn the toes back out. Now, dropping from the rib cage, not the hip. Drop it over. Use your breath. Feeling those muscles all through the core. My knees are soft. They have a tendency to want to lock out, but keep them soft. Now, more advanced, extend the arms out. Use your breath. It's hard. Pull it back in. Back to the center, turn the toes forward, and go to tabletop. Stop there. Stop right at the tabletop. Let's come up. Now we're going to keep our feet in this position. I'm not changing anything. All I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate toward the right. Pull my tummy in. Okay, feel that giant pressure that you're feeling through the spine, through the core. Look over your right shoulder. Try to connect to your breath. Back to the center. Shake it out just a little bit and let the hips go in a little circular motion. Okay, now let's go over to the left side. Rotate. Rotate as far as you can. Soft through the knees. Look over your left shoulder. Connect to the breath. Make sure that you're breathing as deeply as you can. And let's release. All right, let's take it in, shake it out a little bit. Next part is going into a triangle pose. Okay, so we're going to take the right foot, turn toward the right. Left toes are turned forward. Now my feet aren't as wide as they would be if I was in a warrior. So for warrior 2, I'd be way out here. But I'm just a little bit inside, or probably about elbow distance apart. All right, make sure that you're not pushing too hard on the back of your neck. I'm gonna walk my hands out. Now, legs are soft. I'm gonna take my right arm, reach as far as I can, and then drop down, triangle pose. Use your breath. Shoulders back, hips forward. Come up. Walk that right toe in, open over to the left. All right, get situated. Knees are not locked out. Arms are wide. Reach out as far as you can, and then dip down, triangle. You can even look up. Use your breath. Release, come up. Very hard to take your deep breaths there, but do the best that you can. Walk the hands in, go to tabletop. Take a few breaths. All right, let's come up. All right, we're gonna resume that position, right toes pointed to the side. Now we're gonna take the feet wider, so now I am actually in a warrior 2. So I'm gonna sink down into the knee, okay? So sinking into the right knee. I'm trying to keep the stick low on my back, holding on, sink down. Now instead of letting my body rotate over here toward my thigh, I'm gonna try to keep it as much as I can toward the center. We're going into a reverse warrior. So I'm going to drop that left elbow, and then I'm gonna extend the arms. More than fine to keep it here. This of course adds intensity. Breathe. Pull it back in if you need to. Come back into the center. Now going into side angle. Drop your elbow and reach it out to the side. Still soft through the right knee. Reach it over. Remember to stop if you need to. These are very intense. Pull it in, bring it up, and walk it in just a little bit. Hold, turn the toes forward, tabletop, shift the weight back towards your heels. Come back up. And let's go to the other side. I widen my stance. I'm sinking down into my left knee, making sure my shoulders are rotated forward. Warrior 2. Sinking down. I'm going to drop the right elbow, reverse warrior. This is fine here, or add that extension. Use your breath. Bring it back in if you need to. Hold a couple more breaths. Come back to the center. Now dropping into your side angle. More than fine to stay right here, or if you want more, open it up. Look how my shoulder is open. I can look up and see the ceiling. I'm not letting my shoulder close. Keep it open. If you need to stay here, stay here. Let's come all the way up, heel toe in. All right, now we're gonna go into, it's a little bit of a modified pyramid stretch. So pyramid stretch, we are lined up one foot in front of the other and trying to make them parallel, but I'm going to take my right foot a little bit toward the back of my mat, my left foot a little bit more forward. Come back. Now we're going to rotate the shoulders, and I'm going to hinge at the hip. So you notice that I've only gone tabletop, which is fine. I'm feeling the big stretch going through my right hamstring muscles. What happens if you release the stick? More intense. How about dropping down? Can you reach the floor? Let your head fall down. Lift your head first, soft through the knees, grab the broom, come up, and let's take it over to the other side. So now this time, my left foot is back toward the back of my mat, and my right foot is more forward. Stick up and onto the back, rotate so you're facing that front leg, soft through the knees, hinge at the hip, stop at tabletop. Use your breathing. The breathing is used to try to relax where you're feeling the tension in the body. As you breathe, it helps the body to relax. Choice, reach. Draw your tummy in. Choice, hands down, drop the broom. Hands to the floor, let your forehead fall down to the shin. Use the breath, use the breath. Soft through the knees, grab the broom, come up, and turn to the front. Shake it out, we got one more. Oh no, we don't have one more. We've got two more standing, okay? Pretty good stuff, pretty intense. I'm gonna scoot forward on my mat because I'm going to be stepping back into a lunge. Now this first one is plie position. My feet are wide and outside. Sink down into the knees. Make sure that you're not falling forward like this. Tuck your bottom under, open the knees towards your little toes. All right, we're going into a lateral stretch in the plie position. Lateral, hold it. Sink it down, don't let your left hip raise up. Keep knees equal. Slide the hands straight. Soften, back to the center. Pull it in, drop it to the other side. Tuck the bottom under, knees opening toward little toes. Slide the hands out and extend, hold. Don't let your right hip hike up, keep it equal. Back in, center, slide the hands in and come in. Okay, next one is we're going from a chair pose into a lunge, okay? It's a full lunge. So in a full lunge, my back toe is lifted. See my back toe? Hips and knees pointed down toward the floor. So not warrior, where the feet are planted. The heel is lifted, all right. So, we're gonna bring the stick up right next to your ears. Walk your feet as close as you can. We're going into chair pose to runner's lunge. So I'm gonna keep my arms straight, my legs straight, hinge. Gaze looking down toward the floor. Soften the knees, chair pose. Pull the belly in, that supports your back. Use the breath. Now we're going to take our right foot, step it back into a runner's lunge, stack the shoulders over the hips, and if you've got your balance, get a little back extension looking up toward the ceiling. Back to center, bring it down, time, step in, shake out. All right, on to the other side. Walk toward the front of your mat, feet close together. Arms are gonna extend right next to the ears. Hinge and sink. I'm squeezing the thighs together, drawing the tummy in. Take your time, and when you are ready, your left foot is gonna step back to your runner's lunge. Sink it down, stack the shoulders, and then if you're able, back extension looking up toward the ceiling. Sinking deep into that right leg, runner's lunge. Release, up and down. All right, let's have a seat. Have a seat. Woo! I am sweating from that, guys. I'll tell you the truth. I made my husband and the 2 kids do this with me yesterday, and they were whining and crying. Oh, like they'd never done anything before. Okay, so we're gonna do, it's the first 2 that we did standing. So it's gonna be laterals and then trunk rotation. So grab your stick. Now, if it's starting to bother you to have it back here, you can keep it right here in the front. Just keep your shoulders back and your tummy pulled in tight. Okay, so we're gonna drop over to the right. Slide the hands out toward the ends. Dig the stick in and see how far you can walk out. You should be able to turn and look up toward the ceiling. Keep that shoulder open. Use the breath. Walk in, come up, and back. To the other side. Find to stay right here. This is less intensity. All right, out here is gonna be harder. I'm gonna dig in, walk the broom out as far as I can, opening the chest. Should be able to look up at the ceiling. Don't let your shoulder fall forward. And of course, use your breath. All right, soften, come in, walk the hands in close, readjust onto the back. Okay, we're gonna rotate the trunk looking over your right shoulder. Go as far as you can. Look over that shoulder. Breathe. Let's go back into the center and then to the left. Turn and look over the shoulder. And let's release, bring it up. Place the stick out to the side. We're gonna get a little bit of spinal release before we continue on. I'm just gonna lean back on my hands. Got the knees bent out in front. I'm just gonna let my knees drop to the side. Back to the center, drop to the side. To the center, windshield wipers, you could say. And back to the center, a couple more. And back to the center. Last one each way. And release. All right. So now we are going into a stick or floor behind shoulder. Oh, okay. We're going to leave that one out. We're going to do this one though. We're going to take the stick, we're going to extend the legs out, and we're going to walk, walk, walk. And you can walk your hands down the broom and just let your chest fall forward. Try to relax through the kneecaps. I may need to scooch back. Okay. Yeah. So you can stay up high if you need to, or you can start walking down and then you stake that stick out further and further as you go. Let your head fall, relax the legs. Slow in, and we're gonna bring it back into the center. Okay, let's see what we got next. Straight leg forward fold. Okay, so we're going to soften the knees and put the stick underneath our feet. So I'm just holding just outside of my feet, and I'm gonna start sliding my legs out, holding onto the stick. Now, some people that I work with in my classes, I will suggest that they get some kind of pillow, yoga blocks, or something that they can sit on underneath their bottom, because when they go to do a forward fold, this is what happens. They are so tight in through here and in through the back of the legs that they're trying to get over into a stretch like this. If you elevate the hips back behind you by sitting on top of something, then it releases the hips and tilts the pelvis to allow you to be able to come forward. So if you need something under your hips, go ahead and grab some pillows, some books you can put under there. So I'm using the stick to pull my chest forward as far as possible. So this is almost being used like a yoga strap, just a different feel to it. All right, let's drop the stick down, come up. I'm gonna pull my left foot in, my right foot in, grab the stick, and place it underneath my right foot. Now I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm gonna extend out in the front, and then I'm gonna see if I can't extend up. So I'm trying, let me turn to the side. I'm trying to keep myself from this, okay? I'm gonna sit up, so shift the hips forward, and then extend, and then once you've got it, then you can pull up. Keep that back nice and straight. Soften the knee, bring it down, and then switch it to the other side. So instead of rearing back like this, I lifted my heel, but I'm sitting tall. Take it out in front, as straight as you can, and then start to pull up. Lengthen through the spine, keeping your back nice and straight. Soften. Now, this next one, this is for the overachievers. So we're going to do both feet at the same time. Now you'll have to lean back just a little bit just to get yourself there, but then maybe you can readjust and sit up straighter. So I'm going to pull up, I'm going to extend my legs, and then I'm going to try to straighten. Oops, okay, easier said than done. Okay, so I'm going to have to lean back just a little bit. Once I've got my bearings, then maybe I can soften my elbows and go straighter through my spine. Both feet. Woo-wee. Breathe through it. Soften and come down. Okay, next, spider legs. Okay, spider leg straddle. This one feels really good to the low back and into the groin muscles. So I've got my feet wide, see them? And they're flat on the floor. I'm gonna grab the broom and I'm gonna reach out and just lay it down on the floor, letting my head fall down. Now you can do it this way, or you can do it this way. And just kind of stake it in, walk the hands down low, and just go as far as you can, let your head fall down. Use the breathing. Lift your head, walk it in, and bring it down. Okay. On the back, we're going to go into a bridge. So we're still arms and I'm just gonna let them lay back behind me overhead. If that's too much, then just keep your arms to goalposts right here. Just take the hands wider, cactus or goalpost. Extend it up, and then we're just gonna lift up through the hips. Bridge lift. And then lower it down. I'm going to pull my right knee in. I'm going to take the stick all the way around and I'm putting it back behind my thigh. Not my knee so much, but my thigh. I'm going to bend my knee and kind of wrap it around. Then use the hands to pull down, and then I'm going to slowly slide my left leg out straight. Feeling my hip flexor getting a really great stretch. This is the only one that the kids and my husband liked. They said, oh yeah, this one's good. Feeling that hip flexor where your hip connects to the thigh bone. Deep flexion of it right here. Now let's slowly pull your left foot in. Take the stick, place it on the bottom of the right foot. Oh, I wonder where we're going with this. Extend it up and then pull down. You can keep your left knee pulled in just like I have mine, or you can slide that left leg out straight. Ooh, it really intensifies the stretch. So make sure you find which one works the best. Soften, remove, foot down, left knee comes in, back behind. Pull the thigh towards you, wrap your leg around the stick, slide that right leg out straight, use the hands to pull that left thigh down and into the rib cage. Pull that right foot back in, scoop that stick underneath your left foot. I go kind of toward the ball of my foot, not middle. Extend the leg and then pull down. Choice is taking that right leg and extending it out straight. Soften. Now we're not going to take that left foot off because guess what? We're going into that double foot. I'm going to pull my right foot up and place both balls of the feet on the stick. Extend. And then you can pull down into a pike position. Keep your head squared center. Tailbone is actually lifted up off of the mat just a little bit. Okay, let's come up. We're going to bring the hands inside of the feet and take the feet outside of hips. Now I've kind of moved the stick toward the middle of my arch of my foot. We're going into happy baby / dead bug pose. So I'm going to bend my knees down along my rib cage and I'm pulling down with the stick right there in the center. stand up a little bit, remove the stick, stick down to the floor. We're going to extend one leg at a time out, and I'm actually going to take you through a nice Shavasana meditation pose, and we will finish it up there. Okay, so find a place where you can relax. Now, corpse pose, or that's what Shavasana meditation pose is right here. I don't like to call it corpse pose. The palms are rotated, squeeze the shoulder blades together, adjust your head, and then just let your feet kind of just fall open. Now, that being said, this is not a pose for everybody. Not everybody likes to lay flat on their back. You can lay on one side, right here. You can sit up and do your, close your eyes here and do your meditation pose from here. So find what works for you while I get our music changed. Okay, let's see if this is gonna, well, it doesn't act like it's gonna let me do that. So, find that relaxing place. Let's see here. Oh, it's being it only wants to be where it was. Okay, here, we'll go to that same playlist. All right, good enough. All right, guys, so just go ahead and find your relaxing place. Close your eyes. Taking deep breaths. Letting go of all of the tension. Just letting the feet fall open. Taking those deep breaths. Trying to breathe as much as you can through the nose. And we're going to relax from the toes and into the soles of the feet. From the soles of the feet to the tops of the feet. Deep breaths, relaxing into the ankles, to the shins, the calves, into the backs of the knees, all the way around into the kneecaps, just letting the legs fall heavy from the hips down. Relaxing from the quadricep muscles, that's the tops of your legs, to the pelvis, the hips, outer thighs, to the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Let it go, deep breaths. Breathing and relaxing into the low back. The mid-back, the upper back, the back of the neck, all the way up and into the forehead, to the brow. The facial expression, just turning the corners of the mouth into a smile. Breathing deeply, relaxing the jaw. To the neck, the chest, the shoulders, the elbows, wrist, palms, and fingers. whenever you're ready, turning onto your right side. Using the right arm to support your head, draw the knees in to fetal position, and just stay here for a few breaths or longer if you need to. And then using the left hand to help yourself into seated, crossing comfortably. Place the hands on the legs, palms down or palms up. Let the head fall to one shoulder, the chin to chest, and then roll to the side. Continue this motion several times. Go at your own pace. Stopping in the center. Lifting the chin, opening the eyes, a deep inhale, come up, hands clasp, palms up, chin, belly button in, roll back to the tailbone, lower the arms, open your back, push forward through the palms, but your back pulls toward the back. Press forward with a deep inhale, lengthening up through the spine. Bring the hands into the heart. God bless and namaste. Thank you so much.